Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to the channel. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Welcome back if you are not new. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well if you like this video. Today I wanted to talk about something pretty significant that Ray Fisher mentioned in a recent podcast interview. And it's like, I guess even though we're not really surprised anymore by this stuff coming out about reshoots and how much was chopped and how much was changed with Justice League, we're not surprised by it anymore because we know obviously what went down. But at the same time, when you hear it coming directly from cast members or people that worked on the movie, it's still just like, you don't understand it, you know, like why? But when they say more specific things, it's like, geez, like, this is insane the more you find out, you know? And in this interview, he was talking about how much of Cyborg's scenes were, that we got in the theatrical version, how much of his scenes were reshot. And this is just ridiculous. He says that in the theatrical version of Justice League, all of his scenes as Cyborg were reshot, except pretty much all of them, except for the rooftop scene when they go to meet Commissioner Gordon, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Cyborg shows up. Oh, and Aquaman is there too. Really? Like, I mean, I could tell that probably a lot of his scenes were reshot because his skin tone looks a little bit different. Like, all of their skin, for some reason, I don't know what the hell Joss Whedon did to the coloring in that movie, but in the reshoot scenes, which is like the majority of the movie, they look orange. And it's ugly. I don't like it. He totally ruined the coloring in that movie, the coloration of the whole thing, not just the background and all of that, but like their skin tone looks orange. So it's a little bit easier to tell when Cyborg kind of looks like that. And also, of course, like scenes that were changed from what we saw in trailers and teasers and stuff, that obviously, like, you can tell what they changed with dialogue and stuff like that from those bit. Also, his CGI doesn't always look as great. Like, some parts it's not too bad, and the other parts you're like, oh my god, like, what did they do this like a week ago before the movie came out? You know, some of this CGI just looks really bad, and so those scenes were probably more obvious that they were reshoots as well. But and it's funny that he said that because, speaking of his CGI, I always thought that he looked the best in that scene on the rooftop. To me, that's when he looks the best. Like, his CGI looks the best. Some scenes I wasn't 100% sure because, like I said, sometimes his CGI would kind of look alright and wouldn't look that bad. But that's, I don't know, that's mind-blowing to me. And then, of course, he mentioned, like, okay, scenes that he wasn't really involved with other cast members. He can't speak on that, how much of their stuff, but him personally, for his character, I mean, I guess, you know, like I said, it's not surprising because we know that this movie was destroyed by the studio. I mean, obviously, okay, Superman scenes are the most obvious for reshoots because his face is all messed up. But, and then there's also those scenes that are like, you can tell that they're not all together when it's like the whole Justice League, except for Superman mostly. When it's all of them, you can kind of tell when they're not actually all there together shooting that scene. Like in the, when they're like in the Batcave, which never looked like a Batcave to me in the theatrical version, but whatever. And they have the mother box there, and they're talking about, should we bring Superman back? And Diana's disagreeing with Bruce and all of that. That scene, I don't think they're all there together. And also in the Nightwing, in the whatever, what's it called? The Flying Fox? The Flying Fox, the aircraft that they're in, when it was like the only scene that it was reshot that I found like legitimately funny was when Aquaman's sitting on the lasso of truth and he's spilling the beans about everything that's going on in his mind. Sorry, my kids are popping popcorn and it's like loud. That scene, I don't think they're all there together either. But, and people that are probably more knowledgeable than me about like how all of that works. They could probably pick out other scenes that maybe they weren't all together either. But like I think when Bruce goes to recruit Barry, when it's still Zack's part, yes, that's obvious. But then when it switches to the reshoot footage, I don't think they're both there together either. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I get that feeling from it. So anyway, like I said, we know what happened to the movie, and so we know that most of it in the theatrical version was not Zack's footage, but it's just always like shocking to me when a cast member or someone who works on the movie really gives us like a concrete, like a statement, or says something that like really puts it into perspective. It's ridiculous. Like, why? Like, they reshot the dumbest stuff for no reason, like dialogue that didn't matter to be, like, it didn't matter for it to be reshot, or like, you know, just everything they did was stupid for no reason. So at least we're getting Zack Snyder's true Justice League next year. If you're still wondering about the whole trailer thing, about it disappearing from social media and HBO Max's YouTube, watch my video from yesterday on that. I explain what happened. Supposedly that's what is coming out. You can watch my video on that. Not that it's completely off YouTube. It's still on IGN's YouTube channel. But as far as HBO Max official YouTube channel, it was removed from there temporarily. And from their social media accounts. It's supposedly going to be back up pretty soon. I mean, I don't really understand why music rights legal issues would come up now. Like, after the trailer's already been out for a few months. I don't know why that would happen so far. Like, wouldn't that happen to be... I mean, don't you kind of have to get permission to do that in the first place? Like, to use it in a trailer? I don't know why it would come up now, but I don't know. If that's what really happened, then I don't know. They have to get it resolved. It should be back up soon. It's no cause for concern or panic. But yeah, if you want more detail about that, you can go ahead and check on that, watch that video on my channel. And again, don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Twitter at SuperHiveDC, and thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.